Hello, Interwebkaiju here. It's a giant monster with a lollipop, then, I don't know, I guess some castles, and this is Love and Peace. Love and Peace is about Ryoshi, a man who used to make music, though not successfully, but since has become a clerk. Everyone seems to be extremely mean to him, and this causes him to be pretty socially awkward. There is one girl, Yuko, that is nice to him though. Eventually he gets a turtle, Picadon, who becomes his only friend. When everyone in his job finds out about Picadon, they bully him even more, causing him to flush his turtle down the toilet. In the sewers, Picadon befriends a man, Pa, who lives there with his living toys and other animals. Pa goes to give Picadon a special candy that would give him the ability to speak, but accidentally gives Picadon a candy that causes him to have the power to grant wishes, though every time he grants a wish, he grows larger in size. Picadon then starts to grant Ryoshi's wishes that he had previously told the turtle, most importantly, becoming a rock star. The sound, editing, camera work, and acting are all very well done. I think the main character is portrayed by the same actor who played the lead in Shin Godzilla. Seeing him overemphasize his facial expressions for comedic effect is actually pretty funny, but it's also very interesting to see him give similar emotions so differently for different characters. Picadon looks and moves great, aside from being a bit floaty, and his noises are synced with his mouth movements wonderfully. I like the idea of Santa Claus having a normal personality and building and fixing toys to give out next Christmas. It's a bit odd, but it's a breath of fresh air from the normal North Pole elf mythos. Also, this Santa Claus is a drunk when it's not Christmas. I'm not saying this is a negative, he's so friendly and helping, but it is unique. In this movie, only the people who believe in Santa can actually see him. Most of the puppetry is okay, but this cat's movement is pretty weird. Sadly, he's one of the main toys, so he's featured a lot. There's also bad lip syncing that can pretty much be found in all the puppets and animals, Picadon excluded. The world shown in the movie is a pretty bad one, with everyday people picking on the main character to disgusting degrees, and in the workplace no less. And the band just picks him up off the street and chains him up for entertainment for their street show. Also, this guy's facial expressions really bug me for some reason. He reminds me of Val from Disney's Brink. The band as a whole reminds me a lot of the band from Daimajin Canon. A bunch of quiet, possibly shady members in the background, and then one asshole on display. Ryoshi also becomes a huge douche once he gains his confidence and fame, ghosting his girlfriend, bullying his bandmates, and only wanting to see Picadon so he'd have a new song. There's not much kaiju action on display, barely any at all to be honest. I think this may have caused my first viewing to be a bit less enjoyable, but every time I've seen it since, which is still only about 3 or 4 times, I've liked it more and more. Also, one of my bigger complaints the first time I watched Love and Peace was how disjointed the story was. Everything flows better now that I've seen it multiple times, but there's still about a 15-minute part where the story with Ryoshi is pushed to the background for the Christmas one. Though this is a great segment, and it got me unusually emotional when Pa, the man in the sewer in Santa Claus Incognito, has to say goodbye to all of his friends. The movie's final part is the Kaiju Scene though, complete with wonderful miniatures, explosion effects, and lighting. It goes in between the real setting and the makeshift mini road Ryoshi made for Picadon in the beginning of the film. I really like this part, especially with the little game of life cars driving about. Ryoshi also had Picadon crawl on the lifeboard. There's some brief retaliation with the military, but there's not much to say about that other than it looks alright. That was Love and Peace. Definitely recommend it. There's a little bit of Christmas story in it, but the actual story itself is good. I like all the acting, and the kaiju scene is wonderful. Unfortunately, this is released in Japan, and this version is the UK release, so no Region 1 DVD release. Though, I mean, most computers are region free, and even if they're not region free, you can change it in the settings. If you have any movies you would like me to review, leave a comment below, and thanks for watching.